Good morning. I'm Stephen Romo in for Joe and Savannah today, and we begin this morning in Vatican City. Prayers ringing out this morning as Pope Francis's casket was taken to St. Peter's Basilica for worshipers to pay their final respects. Catholic cardinals sang in the Litany of Saints, asking the saints to pray for the late Pope. The faithful gathered there, applauded and wept as the Pope's casket made its way through the city. The mournful image is a stark contrast from just 3 days ago when the Pope made a surprise public appearance on Easter Sunday. Pope Francis' funeral is scheduled for Saturday. A start date for the conclave, where the next Pope will be chosen, has yet to be announced. And let's get to our team coverage for more on this morning's procession and what comes next for the Catholic Church. And we start with NBC News international correspondent Claudio Lavanga, who is live at the Vatican with more on this. Claudio, good morning to you. So these images out of Vatican City there are incredibly moving to see the type of impact the Pope has clearly made on so many lives. Walk us through the events of this procession we're seeing.
Hey, Stephen, yes, it was a very moving moment. A few hours ago, it started with a prayer inside the chapel of Casa Santa Marta. That is the residence inside Vatican City behind me, where the Pope decided to sleep, to reside from day one of his pontificate, essentially giving up the luxury of living inside the huge papal apartment in the Apostolic Palace. Then the coffin, with the open coffin, with the Pope's body was raised on a stretcher, and it was slowly taken into the Basilica through a very slow and moving procession led by cardinals and led by the Chamberlain of the Catholic Church, who's right now is the American Cardinal Kevin Farrell. Then he came into St. Peter, through Vatican City, into St. Peter's Square, and this is very symbolic, Stephen, because he came into St. Peter's Square from the what is called the Arch of the Bells, and that is where the Pope was last in St. Peter's Square. Was on Sunday on the Pope Mobile, and that's the arch through which the Pope Mobile brought the Pope back into Vatican City. And now, 3 days later, he came back into St. Peter's Square in an open casket. Then it just was taken through the 20,000 faithful who were in St. Peter's Square at that time. That was a very moving moment because there was 20,000 people, but everybody was silent. It was an eerie silence that was broken only by this round of applause, only when the casket was then taken inside St. Peter's Basilica from the central door. Then the coffin was placed in front of the altar of the confession. That is, was raised, that's on top of the place where Catholics believe St. Peter was buried, and then 2 hours ago, the doors of the Basilica were open to the many pilgrims who are already lining up to pay their last respects. Stephen.
Incredible to see, and incredible numbers turning out to see it. Claudio, you mentioned the open casket here and so much of the symbolism. Talk to us about the symbolism. You can see that there is a rosary in the Pope's hand.
Yeah, there is a rosary in the Pope's hand. Also, the Pope is dressed in bishop robes. He's dressed with a red vestment, and then he has a simple bishop mitre in his hands. Now, well, right next to him. And that's because the Pope is also, and first and foremost, the Bishop of Rome. And Pope Francis has always said that, I am the Bishop of Rome, and that's why he wanted to be dressed in his coffin. Also, the coffin is very important to mark what's different from now from previous Pope. The Pope Francis has decided he wanted to be placed in a very simple zinc-lined cypress wood coffin, one of the simplest woods, in contrast with what happened in the past, where popes used to be put in 3 different coffins, one made of wood, of cypress, one made of metal, and the other one, and the third one, the outer one, made of more precious wood, like elm or oak. Well, this all goes in line with the Pope's nature, the Pope's humble nature, and that is why he was known as, and he will probably always be remembered as, the People's Pope, Stephen.
Such a great point, Claudio, about Pope Francis being the people's pope. So much of his work marked by that compassion for others, compassion for the poor and less fortunate. Now he's lying in state, being back among the people once more. What are you hearing from these people who have come to witness this historic event?
Well, Stephen, I just came back literally from down there from St. Peter's Square, and I'm telling you, there's already thousands of people. The place is packed. There's thousands of people already lining up, and it's only been 2 hours since the Basilica opened the door for them. And they're all lining up in this scorching sun. It's quite hot now here in Rome, some with their umbrellas to cover themselves from the sun, but they're all, quietly and almost silently waiting for their opportunity to bid their last farewells to the Pope. Stephen?
Moving scenes there from Vatican City. Claudio Luvanga, thank you so much. NBC News Vatican analyst Deborah Lubov is joining us now from the Vatican with more on this upcoming funeral. Deborah, good morning. Thanks for joining us. When you look at this morning's procession and the details that have come out about Pope Francis's funeral and even his coffin, how do they reflect the values of his papacy?
Well, certainly Pope Francis was a pope of simplicity, of humility, and we had seen that he had decided to take this decision to revise the liturgical document overseeing the funeral rite himself in order to simplify it so that it were not about a powerful person's death, but rather a disciple of Christ, and that it would draw images of someone who is very faithful to the idea of the resurrection of Christ. And how ironic that this would actually be happening the day after Easter and his funeral happening on Saturday in this period of Easter time for the Catholic Church. So we know that the Holy Father's funeral will be in St. Peter's Square on Saturday morning, April 26th. And as Claudio had mentioned, the faithful have been pouring in because even if some of us had the privilege to know Pope Francis, travel with him, everyone in one way or another, whether or not they've ever seen him, met him, or even been to Italy or he's been to their country, they all kind of felt like they knew him because he was so familiar to them. He seemed like part of the family. So we will see the closing of the coffin on Friday evening, and the faithful will be able to continue paying homage this evening until midnight, tomorrow evening until midnight, and on Friday until 7 p.m. And then the closing of the coffin will be afterward before Saturday morning's funeral.
Incredible that humility continuing on even in death. Deborah, we also know that Pope Francis handpicked American Cardinal Kevin Farrell to lead the Vatican until another pope is chosen. What more can you tell us about him and maybe why Pope Francis selected him?
Well, Cardinal Farrell is a very warm person. He had been the prefect of the Vatican department called the Dicastery for Laity, Family, and Life, so overseeing the department that thinks about families, thinks about young people. And interestingly enough, this weekend had been foreseen, but now is suspended, the canonization of who would have been the first millennial saint, Carlo Acutis. So there's actually many pilgrims who had come specifically for that event because the Jubilee year continues even if a pope has passed away, even if the canonization, though, is clearly suspended. But the cardinal would have been clearly overjoyed about that happening this coming weekend, and he was a very close collaborator to Pope Francis. What is important to note is that according to Vatican protocol and the official text, especially one called Universi Dominici Gregis, it's clear that no decisions can be made by any given individual in this period. So his power is limited, but it's the most important role that one could be holding at this time.
Yeah, very important role, and all eyes are on him during this time. Deborah Lubov, thanks so much for your insights this morning. And turning now to financial news. U.S. markets closed sharply higher Tuesday. That came in large part due to hopes that the trade tensions between the U.S. and China could be easing. Stocks spiked after Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said at a private investor summit that he expected a, quote, de-escalation with China in the very near future. That's according to a person in the room who told our colleagues at CNBC. And this morning, U.S. stock futures are pointing to a higher open after President Trump said late Tuesday that he's not planning to fire the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell. Those comments are a reversal of those the president made on Monday, in which he called Powell a, quote, major loser. That's in addition to his comments last week, where he said Powell's termination cannot come fast enough. Here's what the president said yesterday.
I have no intention of firing him. I would like to see him be a little more active in terms of his idea to lower interest rates. This is a perfect time to lower interest rates. If he doesn't, is it the end? No, it's not, but it would be good timing.
Investopedia's editor-in-chief Caleb Silver joins us now to take a look at all of this. So, Caleb, in just the last 2 days, we've seen the president attack Fed Chair Jay Powell, and then now there's this reversal. Do you think this reversal gives investors the reassurance they need about the central bank's independence?
Not long-term, but short-term. You've seen a real reversal in the market direction. So markets closing much higher yesterday, up 2.5%. Looks like they're going to open much higher today as well. So a little recovery, but the back and forth and not knowing how the president actually feels about the Fed, that's very confusing for investors, as is the tariff policy. But because of the 1913 Federal Reserve Act, the president can't fire the Fed chair. Well, he can only fire the Fed chair or any government officials like that are independent for a cause. So it would have been a long legal battle to get from here to there. But the fact that he's being a little bit nicer and talking a little bit nicer about relations with China, that's definitely put some enthusiasm back in the stock market and also in the bond market.
The investors, I'm sure, will take all the reassurance they can get at this point. And more positive news on the markets, the comments by the Treasury Secretary signaling a potential de-escalation of that trade war with China. How should we view that?
Well, this was at a J.P. Morgan Chase conference in Washington, D.C. Closed doors, but there were reporters in the room saying it's not sustainable, this trade war, this ongoing trade war that we have with China, and that there will be a de-escalation in the near future. What does that mean? We don't know. But right now we're talking about 145% tariffs on Chinese goods in China, putting 125% retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. We're one of each other's biggest trading partners. But what has China done in the last few years? They have extended their trading partnerships around the world. So if you go to Africa, China very big there. And in South America, they don't need the U.S. as much as they used to. Plus, the U.S. dollar here has been declining, as have Treasury bills, and we can't sustain that. Maybe that's the guardrail for this administration.
Yeah, and something else I wanted to ask you about came from Tesla yesterday. We had the first quarter earnings came out, and they were not good. We're going to talk more to Kelly O'Donnell about that in just a minute. But tell us, what has happened to the car maker, and where does this leave Elon Musk?
Yeah, well, he still owns 12.8% of the common stock, so he's still very much in charge. But they had a 20% drop in auto revenue, right? They had a 71% decline in net income. Obviously, people aren't buying as many. Plus, there's the headline backlash against Tesla, against Elon Musk, since he took over Doge and started the government cuts there. So there's been a lack of focus, I think, on the part of investors looking at the CEO of a company that had done so well for so many years. In the last year to date, that stock is down 41%.
No, those are eye-opening numbers. All right, Caleb Silver, thanks for breaking that down for us. Well, the White House continues to support Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth during another wave of criticism about sharing private sensitive information in a private group chat. And this morning, we're learning more about the nature that we're hearing about what he shared. Members of Hegseth's family were included in that private chat, including his brother, who works as an advisor to the defense secretary. NBC News has learned that the details shared in the chat originated from a top general's secure messages. That's according to 3 U.S. officials with direct knowledge of these exchanges. NBC News senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins us now with the latest on this. Kelly, good morning to you. So here we are again, Pete Hegseth denying that the information shared on Signal was classified information. He talked about that during the White House Easter egg event this week. What more are we learning?
Well, Hegseth has also been trying to do a little damage control, and he persists in saying this was not classified information and it was not war plans. He does say it was information based on trying to prepare for media appearances and things like that. It was, according to our sources, information in advance of military strikes that included sensitive military information that many who have experience in the Pentagon say would most certainly be classified. So Hegseth disputes that. What he also says is that this is a media issue. So he is deflecting about his own conduct, pointing to leaks and media coverage as a way of dealing with this issue. And Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, has also dug in, supporting Hegseth, saying the president supports him, and also again saying that there are those who were in the Pentagon who were leaking this information. Again, not addressing the underlying conduct. Here's what Caroline Leavitt had to say.
It's been clear since day one from this administration that we are not going to tolerate individuals who leak to the mainstream media, particularly when it comes to sensitive information. And the Secretary of Defense is doing a tremendous job, and he is bringing monumental change to the Pentagon. Let me reiterate, the president stands strongly behind Secretary Hegseth in the change that he is bringing to the Pentagon and the results that he's achieved.
And so Hegsth has not provided any information about why his wife, who might be a trusted personal, confidant, as one would understand, there's no understanding of why she would have access to secure information. She does not hold a security clearance. His brother, who has been an advisor at the Pentagon, to our understanding, does not have a clearance either. So the real question is sharing this information prior to a military operation when U.S. forces would be most vulnerable. Why would that be done using a personal phone in a signal chat, which is encrypted, but certainly not secure to the standards of the Pentagon? Stephen?
Some important questions. Kelly, I also wanted to ask you about what's going on at the State Department. Secretary of State Marco Rubio unveiling this plan for some massive cuts, including layoffs. Do we know what is he targeting with these cuts?
Well, it is a sweeping reorganization of the State Department, and officials there say that a bloated bureaucracy is not in line with the president's America First agenda. Certainly, the State Department has a vital function to play all around the world, representing the United States, being a place where American citizens abroad can also get help and services. They're looking to cut about 100 different offices around the world, consolidating in some countries, and cutting about 15% of the staff. Now, the specific objectives of why they are doing that are still to sort of be sorted out. They've got a big plan for this. We know that they want to reduce the size of government, and they want to sort of sharpen the focus to align with President Trump's view of America First. But what kinds of changes that would mean in vulnerable places around the world, volatile places where the United States has interests, that will be seen over time. But this is considered a very significant shakeup of the State Department.
Yeah, a lot of questions on how that will shape up as well. Kelly, I wanted to follow up with you on something we were just talking with Caleb Silver about, and that is Elon Musk and Tesla. We heard yesterday that Tesla's stock really took a deep decline. The earnings report, not something that they wanted to see. Also hearing Musk say yesterday that he will spend less time working with the administration to dedicate more time to Tesla. What does this tell us about a possible shift in the power dynamics in the administration?
Well, certainly Musk has a fiduciary obligation to his shareholders at Tesla. His role in the government is quite different. He's a special government employee that has a limit of how many days, 130, that he can work in the federal government before he would have to go through all the disclosures and divestiture and those kinds of things. So that would put us at the end of May. Now, there may be some flexibility in shifting those days or perhaps coming back at another juncture, but we've always known his time was intended to have a cap based on that special government employee status. And he and the president have both talked about it being a period of time where there would be a transition and the Doge team that he set up would continue on. But it does suggest that he may not be the kind of ever-present figure that we've seen in the early days of the Trump administration, but the timing is still to be developed. Clearly, a big hit on the status of his company, one of his companies, may shape the timeline and his approach to this. And there's certainly been controversy around Musk all the way through. Stephen?
That is for certain. All right, Kelly O'Donnell, thank you so much. Well, a massive wildfire is ripping through parts of southern New Jersey this morning, torching thousands of acres. Flames from what's now being called the Jones wildfire forced evacuations in Ocean and Lacey townships, but now those evacuation orders have been lifted. As of late Tuesday, that fire had already scorched more than 8,000 acres, with firefighters working through the night to try to get that under control. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock joins us now from Lacey Township, New Jersey, with the latest. Sam, good morning to you. So what do we know about the fire status this morning, and what kind of progress are the crews being able to make?
Sure. So, Stephen, officially, we have not heard from the New Jersey Forest Fire Service since last night. That update that you mentioned, some 8,500 acres burned and 10% containment. But that was at about 10:30 last night. The latest information that we have for you, where I am in Lacey Township and also Ocean Township, which is about 30 or 40 minutes to our north, the evacuation orders were lifted in both of those locations. Officials did say, please use caution for residents if you're returning to your homes. But obviously, that's great news considering the fact that there were some 13 1,400 structures that were considered to be threatened, people that were evacuating all throughout this area and encountering, Stephen, log jams in the process. All of these highways were shut down, or at least large portions of them. That includes Route 9. I'm standing near, that's a local route that runs basically from New Jersey north to New York, also south to Delaware. The flames, I mean, you see the charred area behind me and the smoke over my shoulder. It reached all the way to the highway. So folks were very rattled, understandably, when these flames broke out. And just the sheer progression from 3,000 plus acres up to 8,000 plus in a matter of hours, that certainly scared folks. What we are seeing right now, though, is a return to normalcy. Everything has reopened so far, but that is not to say that there isn't still potentially a threat. There's an 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time press conference with the Forest Fire Service later today. So hopefully we get some of those critical tidbits about what's going on. But just for general context, behind me, this is a wildlife management area. The fire broke out there behind me. It's not exactly clear at this point what caused it. It's under investigation, but that spawned flames in many different directions. And there are homes, Stephen, lining that management area all throughout South New Jersey. So that's the situation as of yesterday afternoon through the evening. Today, right now, as you mentioned, those evacuation orders have been lifted.
Certainly hoping for continued improvement. That video looks like something that we've seen from the California wildfires. Just scary stuff. Sam Brock reporting for us from New Jersey. Sam, thank you. And we've got more on what firefighters are dealing with as they battle that wildfire, and info on storms headed for the south. It's our time for our morning news now weather with meteorologist Angie Lastman. Hey, Angie.
Hi there, Stephen. We've got, of course, many things to talk about when it comes to our springtime forecast. Busy time of year for us, but here's what we're going to start with. That New Jersey wildfire you just heard Sam talking about, the Jones Road fire, still 8,500 acres that we haven't got an update on that just yet, and 10% contained. But as far as the forecast is concerned, yesterday we were dealing with windy conditions, dry conditions. Of course, we've been dealing with drought conditions across this region, and temperatures running 5 to even 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. At the current moment, relative humidity levels checking in around 57%, so just below 60%. And we're dealing with winds fairly light out of the north, around 6 miles per hour. And that's kind of where we stand when it comes to the winds here as the rest of the day goes on. That's, of course, good news. The lower the winds, the better it is for firefighters that are out there battling. The only concern we have is that we do see that relative humidity level continuing to drop with those winds out of the north. Always easier for our humidity levels to decrease. And we're still, of course, in need of a little bit of water across that region. So we're going to continue to monitor that, just as Sam said, through at least the next day or so, and see if we can get some improvements there. Big picture look, your satellite and radar, quiet for the southwest. We've got quiet skies across the northeast and most of the southeast, but a couple of these thunderstorms happening for the Midwest and specifically across parts of the southern plains. That's where we're really going to pinpoint for the potential for some strong to even severe storms here as the day goes on. You can see where that light shaded yellow is. It goes from southern Kansas all the way down to southern Texas, including a sliver of New Mexico and, of course, Oklahoma. Amarillo, Lubbock, those are the two spots that really the major cities in that region that have the better potential to see some of these stronger storms developing. Timing, late day, early evening, so those will really get going with the heating of the day. And on top of that, we could see maybe some of these supercells bringing us some large hail, those strong winds, same kind of setup as what we saw yesterday. Tomorrow, a little bit less of a threat, but we still aren't at zero. So we're still going to have the chance to see some of those stronger storms firing up along that dry line. And that means that more of these thunderstorms. And on top of that, Stephen, unfortunately, more rain, potential for some flash flooding across the midsection of the country, specifically the Central Plains, through the next couple of days.
Definitely something to watch. I'm going to steal your method of ending on something positive. The weather in New York City yesterday.
You like that?
Incredible.
Guess what? Again today.
I love it,
I'm really delivering this week.
You are doing it. And I'm usually complaining, so I'm going to give you props when props are deserved. There you go. Angie Lastman, thank you.
You got it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.